Yeah. And I gotta fix Bruce too. Just give me a second. You know, I could. Here. The gym is big. It may not look like it, y'all, but it is. It is big. You may not know what it is. It's like half of. It's like half of a what, a 9-round gym or a kickboxing gym. Half of that space, or whatever. I'm not explaining that to you. I'm just setting up something. Let's hold on. Give me a sec. I like to have my two faves up there. And then I gotta fix this light because I don't even think I want the light like that. I don't even think I want the light like that. Brighten that up. Y'all give me a sec. Give me a sec. Hold on. Give me a sec. Yeah, I can all weird on me now. I'm still setting up. So y'all could be patient because I'm still setting up. Is that what is that? What was that? The McDonald's joint? It's gonna be a good show today, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know. It'll be a very good show. Let me finish fixing up what I gotta fix up. Just take one from your jaw. Whatever the way you send the line in the middle, just to show you send me have to make things better. And a foundation that send me have to say, yeah, I King Selassie has to take up. Yo. Just bear with me, bear with me. Just calm down and bear with me. Y'all have some patience. I know you got patience because y'all be patient for all the other ratchet stuff. So just give me a second now. Hold on. Hold on. I was figuring, what if I put the book under here? So I could have like, grab this. That's when old people's trying to do that shit. I got it. I got it. I got it. I'm trying to do a little thing here, y'all. Yes. Again, beer. feel good. It might be a little uneven, but it's like, yo. All right. Strictly Explicit Truth presents Open Mindz podcast. Shifu Drew, Empress Trini coming because we still getting our thing together. But while we doing that, hope everything is good. We ain't doing yesterday. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm taking my master's. Trini is also in school. And Empress also is helping me with my master's. So by the time I get home, work out, then get into that stuff. So just forgive. We I'm gonna go through some stuff, so it's gonna be cool. We gonna go through some things. Empress Trini. I told you she was coming. Really, I told you.
Hello, family. I's here. How are you?
They thought he wasn't coming. I told him he was coming. They started crying. So yeah, by the time we do all of that, almost forgot my phone. By the time we finish do all of that, like we'd be exhausted. So but we here, but we make it up for the Wednesday. That's why we said 2 days. We make it up. So just in case you don't get the Tuesday, we'll just double up. You understand? On the Wednesday, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna double up. So I hope y'all week was good. Hope you accomplished what you needed to accomplish, get things done the way you needed to handle it, in no specific order. As long as you were safe, you respected everyone, you got respected in some form or shape or matter, you was able to achieve one goal. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be a big goal. Could have been something small. It's like today I'm taking my road test and you pass, like whatever goal it was, if you did it and you achieved it, or you know what, I'm gonna put in that application and you did it, that was a goal, you did it, that is good.
Mm-hmm.
There is a habit. First of all, I jump into that because I don't know if y'all seen. There's a clip of black people in Russia. Were they in Russia or Ukraine? Which one? I don't know. And yeah, it should be up. It should be on the tube. And they were. What are you doing? Oh, and they. Oh, and and they were showing in the footage, like they were showing how they was forcing them out of their country and pushing them and like stopping them, and you know what I mean, like for real, like at gunpoint too, and all this extra nonsense. And in the midst of this, over here, they're asking for support of what's going on over there. And then I had to think about, you guys need to realize in a system, every country has their government. This is my intro before we start, because I don't like to dive into them politics. So every government, okay, as a system, racism is embedded and is worldwide as it pertains into a system. And that system somehow, some shape or form has ended up being a culture for them. And I think the habit, and I spoke about this in shows before, I think the habit, what's going on is that we are repeatedly being mistreated and we're still accepting it. And I think the issue with that is you can call it Stockholm syndrome, you can call it uh, PTSD. Because we damn sure got some PTSD. You can call it a repeated pattern, whatever you want to call it. The fact of the matter is, we have a habit of constantly being misused, mistreated, taken for granted, overworked. do some do some reading. Do some reading. So the pattern that's being repeated is that we still take it. We still take the abuse. We take the neglect, the disrespect, and your mind is like, well, if we deal with this long enough, then we will overcome it. You have to get out of that mindset. If a system is in place, and it's always have been in place, it is going to continuously keep going. Why should you be any different?
Mm-hmm.
Why should we be the exception? I told you guys already, this is a cosmic thing. You don't even understand and understand what is actually going on. You're not looking at it as I am explaining it to you. All of you doing, what up, Zaria? All you're doing, all you doing is just repeating the pattern and abusing another person. And then you're taking that person and then you abuse it. When I say another person, I'm talking about us. Then what we do in return, now we look at each other because it's been done to us so many times. And then it's like we know it now. It's learned.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't nothing for us to look at each other now and hate each other. We don't even know why we hate each other, but we know why they hate us. We know why they're stopping us. But for some reason, we continuously put ourselves, or we try to put ourselves in the positions that they are in, only to find out again that we get nothing in return. This is a system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about your neighbor next door, I'm not talking about that. They are not a part of the system. I am talking about the people who are not only a part of the system, but they created the damn thing. At gunpoint, these people are being forced out off of the buses. You know what I'm saying? They can't cross Portland borderline. Like, none of that. You ain't going nowhere. That's what's going on. Now, ask yourself a question. Just ask yourself a question. Does this sound familiar? In the midst, see how racism works? You see how the system works? In the midst of them two warring, you still find time to be racist. When I saw that footage, because I think D.L. Hughley had spoke about it. That's how I saw it off one of the other channels. And when I saw the footage, I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I was like, why were they over there anyway? But from what I understand, there's schools and colleges, like colleges and stuff like that, like extra learning and stuff like that, that they go there to be doctors and this, that, and the third, which is fine, which is fine. But I'm willing to bet before we got the news that they was beefing, over their news, the people already knew they had beef. And I'm not saying that is what happened. I'm not saying that is what happened. I'm just, because I noticed, like, when you go to other states and go to other countries, like, the news is different from what it is when you're at home. It's completely different. Like, sometimes that place might get the news first before it comes somewhere else. That's what I mean. So I'm not saying that did happen. I'm saying the possibility of that happening is real. And let's just say that they had time to dip and they felt like wherever they were, nothing was going to happen to them. But again, this mindset that we have that we're going to always trust a system that we think is going to treat us well and turn around and it never does. But for some reason, you want to help them. So you have to get, there is nothing wrong. You need, and here's another thing too. If you really know your history, you should realize that you were the original creators of medical, spiritual, math, science, alchemy, all of it. You were the creator of it. So you should find you who is a teacher in it. That's all I'm saying. If you know that you're always, that's my thing. Like, if I know this one person is always going to be a certain way, I'm not going to, that first time you show me who you are, I'm not going to keep going to you. How long are you going to keep making it happen to you? What you think because you're from another place? No, you are looked at the same way as all of us. So it doesn't change. Chew on that. Just chew on that. Now, let's start with this children thing. Because, you know, we got to do the bloodlines after.
What are we doing after that?
It's Wednesday. That's why I want to get the first two out of the way.
Okay.
There is across Ukraine, Black Sea coast.
Yeah, which one? You think it is?
Well, it's not that one.
The third one?
Yes, there you go. It had to be the third one. And this thing with parents and children and guys, you have a problem. I went through this before. For some reason, you must have got upset and you didn't want to see it because I may have said some things that was true and it might have touched a spot and you didn't want to face it. You didn't want to deal with the will, so you denied it or whatever, or you got in your feelings or whatever the issue is. But now, because nothing has changed, and what is wrong with y'all? Are you having children just to have them, just to say you have them? And since when, listen, don't tell me any bull crap about having no shame or this shaming and that shaming and that. I am not supposed to know what the heck you do in your bedroom, and I'm not supposed to know what's going on inside of your body, if you know what I mean. Don't be going around in public talking about you do this with your thing and you do that with your thing and all this extra stuff. When you're talking about you have no, that it's not about not having shame. Why should that be expressing? Why should that be my business or anybody else's business?
Attention.
And why should your child be there? Let's deal with the first one. Very good. That first one right there. This need for
attention.
Yeah, but I think it's more than that too, yo.
Yeah, there's some trauma there, of course. Something happened. Something definitely happened. There's some trauma, whether it's physical, emotional, mental.
But it's the men too. It's both parents.
Same thing. For the female and male.
They're ignoring the child. it became more about them being seen, like you said, than the child being seen and heard.
Mm-hmm.
And then now the child don't even want to listen. Or not listen to say, but like the children talking to their parents like they friends with them. Like how the friends would deal with them.
Yeah. They're comfortable.
They got too comfortable.
Why would they have children just to say they have children?
Zaria, I mean, she want to know. She want to know. What that means is there's men and women out there who would purposely have kids, right? And they don't pick up responsibility for it. They just take off. The fathers do it and the mothers do it. It's common.
Mhm.
And there's other people out there because what they see in front of their building or on their block or on their street, and they think that is what a man and a woman does. They will have a child just so they could be a baby mother or just to say they have a baby father.
Mm.
It is not all of them. I'm not dealing with the good ones now. I'm not dealing with the ones that actually, they actually are there for their children and also just
They know who we talking about.
keep your shirts on. But the parents are acting more like children, and the children it's like it's true. It's like the Willie Lynch letter.
Mhm.
Children don't respect the adults because the adults is damn sure not respecting the children because you want to be children again. You won't let them grow or shine. What is the issue with these adults and these children? Like, why do they have an issue with a child?
I have no idea. Go in the corner somewhere. Get you a TikTok. Do something with yourself. Let the kids shine.
Let it be a moment of where they're actually, like they're actually fulfilling their talent or whatever it is, and the parent get jealous or something. So now they want to start looking young or being young and then listening to the music. Yo, I've seen dudes in their 50s sagging their pants. Like,
Come on now.
I did this show already. I did this show already.
Come on. You don't need to say pants 3 years old. Yeah, I have no idea.
No. Empress let me rock, and then after our time, and she just go in and you know what I mean. So, um, I just don't understand. Maybe I'm gonna use the word understand. I don't see the point.
Okay,
Okay,
I like that better.
of wanting to be immature again. I I couldn't stand when I was a child because I wasn't hanging around people or who were my age anyway. I just didn't. They weren't talking about things that I was interested in. They weren't doing things that I was interested in. So I just didn't hang around them.
Yeah.
I always looked for the intellectual conversation. When them dudes was downstairs and they was like, "Hey, but the sun, you know what I mean? That's why we gotta build again because we all cosmic out here." I would be down there for those conversations.
Yeah, like, what do
Because
you mean by that? Hold on, let's dig deep into that. That sound like some mystery I need to discover.
The original man.
Research.
I got to read something like that. Oh, okay. I would be down there for those conversations is the beginning of your waking up point because you thinking them dudes is tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like they just hustling they in the corners. They don't know what they talking. But then when you actually go and you see it, researching, you reading, and you go to these lectures, or if you've seen it on the DVD, you've seen one of the master teachers, then you're like, oh wow, I've been lied to. But in this case, parents now are chasing the back. Oh, the most irresponsible thing I see is grown men and women on reality TV who are parents acting like a blasted fool over nothing, nothing, and it's scripted. So, scripted means that this is planned for you to act this way. So, when your own people see you acting like this, it gives them the perception that this is how adults and parents are supposed to act. And then you look out there, and then you see they asses acting just as reckless as what they seen on there. This is madness. Mothers want to be mothers want to be their daughters. Yo, I'm out there, yo, out there in the city, yo. You can see it.
They even dressing alike.
Again, I'm not talking about parents who are connected with their. That's not what I'm talking about.
There's a difference, and you could tell.
Ain't that type of show right here. I'm talking about you advertising yourself when you are present with your child. I have respect for my children, so that ain't happening. I, I swear we did this show. You had your time. What you did with it when you was young is not your child's fault. That is yours. Do not, number one, do not mess up your children's childhood. And number two, do not have them live the life that you wanted to live because that is very damaging to them. You might as well abuse them because that's also to me is abuse. Mm-hmm. Do not do that. Do not bark up that tree.
Let them be. Let them grow. That's how they learn themselves.
Children want to trust and believe in everything their parents do and say. If you lie to them and you mislead them because of fear, you are not a good parent. I'm sorry. No, I'm not judging. I'm telling you, you are not a good parent. Okay? You lost your child's trust. Now it is dangerous for them out there. Do you know what happens to children when they out there? Yes, you do. When they lose your trust, they lose respect. When they lose the respect for you, you're going to get a whole bunch of shit. Mm-hmm. You're going to get more than sass. There's parents who ended up being fearful of their own children because they didn't take the time to invest. When I say invest, I don't mean money, but invest in the time to be there for them and help them and grow. No, you out there partying and clubbing and dropping the child off with every freaking person because you want to go out there and you want to do your thing. Every night you dropping your child off. Mm-mm. You're in man face or you're in girl face. Every night. So now,
you to get that together.
But what happened to the child?
feeling abandoned all the
You're
time.
abandoned.
When they get older, they ain't gonna wanna never be alone because that's gonna make them think of their childhood. That's gonna be some triggers and some more stuff. Look at all that damage you do to them children.
And it's not only them that will feel it too. You will feel it too as a parent because as they get older, you forget what you've done when they were children. You thought it was cool because they was children. They're not gonna remember. They're not gonna care. No, but they did. But then you sit there as they get older and you start to figure, well, what did you do wrong? And you never think about those times where you kept passing them off to this one and that one because you thought it was better to go out there. Got you. So that's something else, that's something else that they should think about. That's something else you should think about because my daughters, because they watch what you do, and when they're young, when they watching you do stuff, they're thinking, they're admiring that, and they're watching that, they're watching from you, and they're thinking it's okay to do those things because you're doing it. Why would you lie to me about what you're doing? I mean, I don't have to distrust you. You're my father. You're my mom. So that's
Right.
what's, and all you do, you're just creating the damage. You're creating them for destruction when they go out there into the world, and then I don't even have to go further. You know what's gonna happen once they out there in them streets. Once they in them streets, you're already gonna know what happened. So I wasn't doing all of that. It's important to when y'all do things together, like do everything together. When you're going to do family events, when you're thinking of family events to do in a week, like when I say do everything, like do like different things. Like don't do the same thing. Like do different, even like hike together. All of y'all get fit together because you forget about your fitness. The whole family is fit. The whole family thinking better. The whole family is acting better. Whole family is living better. Like it's all in unison. Like we was talking about tall brothers or tall women. Like, do you know how long it takes them to get to like a certain build for their height? You have to really work out daily, maybe one day of rest. And when I say workout, like you can't do the same workouts. You have to do one day is weights, full body. Next day, cardio. Next day, calisthenics. Next day, cardio and weights mix up. You know what I mean? And then you have to do the eating with that. You might have to eat 4 times, 5 times a day with that eating if you're that tall. But it has to be a continuous thing. But when you get there, once you get to that size and build, now you have to maintain it. The maintaining part is more challenging than getting there, but you still have to have the same dedication. That is exactly how you have to be with these children. You ever seen a boxer? He be in the gym and he practicing, and he going through his combinations like 1, 1, 2. It's like 1, 2, 1. 1, 1, 2, 1. And then he's going through it and he's hitting the bag and he's hitting the bag and hitting the bag. And then you ask yourself, is he hitting the bag to critique his skill? Or is he hitting the bag to work out? Well, it's kind of like 2 in 1 because hitting the bag builds muscle. You're building muscle hitting the bag. Boom, 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 boom. And moving around and going through your combinations, that's your cardio. Cardio wins the fight every time. Your mindset got to be on cardio. Yeah, I know cardio means hard, but that's not what I'm like. Found me, I'm a jerk. The way you think, right? The way you think is the way you will behave. So if you behave, is it true? So the way you behave based on how your thinking is, okay, it will show in your character and your personality and when you're around others. But as a parent, when you do that, you setting these kids up for a slippery slope. And if they slip, they're gonna slide.
Because they're going to be clueless. You ain't teach them nothing. You was gone.
Kids have to be kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they supposed to go outside?
Mm-hmm.
Are they supposed to get dirty?
Mm-hmm.
Are they supposed to know what pain is? Scratches, bumps, bruises, reading, night night, tuck tucks, dinner time, bathing, like all of it, right? Right? So why is it that when I go outside, there is parents outside with the nannies, and the nanny is more of a parent than the parent is? You go in Georgetown, the nannies is there, the parents is in the store or whatever, right? Then they'll come out, walk up to the nanny, and be like, "Oh, this and this and that and other." Like you have no interaction with the child, which is why I asked the question, "Why do you have children?" Because someone you're with, or both of y'all, have the money or the means to do whatever. So you just said, because we have the money and the means to have a child, we're gonna have one and then have one. But then when you have one, you don't even pay the child any mind. Excuse the word pay. You don't give the child attention, discipline, care, feeding. That's the nanny's. So now the nanny is the real parent. Child gets older, the child want to always be around the nanny.
Mm-hmm.
Then sometimes what happened, the man end up going with the nanny or the woman, whatever. I know nowadays, I don't know y'all know some other stuff. But had to do the low one because it wasn't but this is what happens. All of them, nanny walking up and 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 what do you think the nanny is? The nanny's either African, Spanish, or Asian now. Them three. I always ask the question, racist people talk a lot of trash about I'm serious. Racist people talk a lot of trash about other races, but I never see them hire their own to do any housework, landscaping. You know what I mean? And landscaping, Spanish people doing that. They running that game. They killing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Construction too. Home, like all that shit. They never call their racist people never call their own for that shit, but they be talking big shit. They don't eat at their own restaurant. They'll go to a Spanish restaurant, they'll go to a black restaurant, they'll go to an Asian restaurant. You know what I'm saying? All that shit they be talking. All of that shit you be talking. Let me explain it. If you're gonna be racist, I don't care who you are or where you come from. If you're going to be racist, go all the way. Eat your own food, buy your own products, all of it. Hire your own actual people to do everything. Because if you don't, then you're really not racist. Then you're going to have to stop that. You see this mind thing? You do it to yourself. You make your own self feel like a damn idiot. So anyway, they're walking, and then the nanny is there all the time, pushing the cart, all of it. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, what the heck is going on? Not in a weird way, because it's not weird to me. When I say what's going on, I'm like, okay, let me analyze this. Like, they're home, they're there, You're just at the store, at the corner right there, or at a cafe sitting down, drinking coffee, not doing nothing. Your child is literally right there because you either live on the block or around the corner. And you don't want to be bothered with your own child. I explain to you guys, we go through this all the time when I say they do not care about children. You guys are sitting there being lied to. Every time a politician comes to your school or college or whatever, y'all fall for the okie doke and you want to promote. Then when you don't get nothing in return after they get put on, then you sit there looking stupid. And then it's repeated again, going back to what I said in the beginning of the show, then it's repeated again, and you still accept the same abuse. That one deserves a little louder one. It did. We did and we're gonna start putting posting the workouts back up. Trust me. But we have been doing our workouts too. We have. I'm telling you, doing these kung fu workouts are not easy, and we just doing it ourselves. You know what I mean? I already knew my shit, but I felt like if we did it together, starting it from scratch, you know what I mean? Showing everybody, from scratch, like not rushing it, then as they see the build up or whatever, then we can go ahead and start tossing in a lot of the combinations and putting it in place. So we'll do that. We'll go ahead and do that. I'll opportunity be slamming me a lot more, but we've been getting it in. We have been getting it in. We have not forgotten. That is the most important thing to us. We like everything we eat is all cooked. Y'all know, if y'all who know us, y'all know we cooking up. Let's cook up a storm, Nobody cooking better than us. I don't care. Shut up. You ain't cooking better. Shut up. I don't care what I don't care what you're saying. I can't la 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 la. No. We cook some stuff, yo. We one of them people like let me see that menu. We about to cook that when we go home. And it's done. Every time. So we've been doing very well. It's not like we don't anyway. I'm not saying it in a conceited way. I'm saying it in a way like we already been on it. So it's like, all right, well, let's go ahead and keep running with it.
Yeah, once you realize outside food is technically poison, but you're going to consume it anyway. But you don't have to consume it all the time. Detox. Eat your own food. You scared of your own cooking? Learn some new dishes or something.
Damn dishes. What can they do?
That's what YouTube's for. No one has an excuse anymore.
What damn doing? What if they don't want to use YouTube?
Well, then they
y'all can come to us.
There you go. We palm a prep all day.
We can prep it, seal it, ship it, flap it. But yeah, we do like everything we have accomplished, we include the kids. See, we started the Wackies vlogs because it's gonna guys, let me tell you. I put the camera, I'm just a small segue. I mean a small side note. I put the camera down for a while. I did. I don't know why. Until this day, I still don't know why. I guess I don't know. Maybe you camera guys, you probably know. I don't know. It was just like, man, I don't know.
Because you've been constantly learning. You just probably needed a break.
I just needed a break. Yeah. But it's going to come back. So we start doing the vlog. So it forces me to continue filming and picking up the camera and say, y'all going to see some stuff.
Yeah, by the way, I really made homemade Doritos. Did you like them?
I did.
They was ranch.
It was
Homemade.
good.
Guess what? 8 chips. What I said? 100 calories for 8 chips.
Y'all have to go look at that's on there. That video's on there. That clip is on there. So go look. You'll see.
Nice size chips.
Yeah, it was like that big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. So we have been doing, and it was important to us because we knew all this shit that's happening right now, we knew it was going to happen. So we just said to ourselves, well, we've been prepping. Well, instead of prepping out, let's just prepare. You know what I'm saying? And then it went from preparing to we getting ready. So what we're doing now is getting ready. You know, so we've been doing our boxing, we've been doing our kickboxing, we have been doing our kung fu, which is very important. Kung fu, I told you guys, for me, it is the best thing for me. You have your thing, that's fine. I don't knock none of the arts. Y'all know, I don't knock none of the arts. Most of y'all, I follow y'all on Instagram that be do trainer gi. What was the other one?
Yeah, I like Trinity.
Trinity is good. Taekwondo ones, like the karate, all
Kung
of it.
Fu That Life.
All of yeah, Kung Fu That Life, Muay Thai. I follow all of y'all. There's no. My lane is just
Woo Woman.
Kung Fu. Yup, Woo Woman. And I love Kung Fu. That's how it started for me. It is for me and health wise, it was very beneficial to me, and it continues to be. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Japan. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. What this is saying. Somebody please translate. I don't know. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying, but he's writing something. I do not, konnichiwa. I do not speak Japanese. I do not. I am sorry. I do not. But yeah, any of the arts, I respect. My lane is just kung fu. But there is health benefits. With Qigong, there's health benefits. With Tai Chi, there's health benefits. With karate, there's health benefits. With Taekwondo, there's benefits. With Aikido, Judo, all of it. It is about, see, people just think it's about the body. It's just building up the body. It's more than just building up the body.
Yeah.
You're building up a mind and spirit, a character. That whole thing in one. That's exactly what you're building. You're going into self-mastery. I feel like I dealt this one already.
Look, Star Wars told you the best. Life force.
Your life force.
Your chi.
Anything to wake you up into your consciousness. It is very useful for you to use. It's very beneficial. You should continue to do it. Whether it's your yoga, whether it's your calligraphy, whether it's your Tai Chi, whether it's your
whatever it is.
Whatever it is. The point of the matter is we continue to do that. We have been here cooking our own food because you already know you're going to get sabotaged when you go out there. Every now and again,
inflation
you may spoil yourself, right? Every now and again, you may spoil yourself, but at the end of the day, make sure you're cooking your own food every day. See, these are the things that the parents are not doing with the children because every damn day you even want to get them McDonald's or the carryout when you should be cooking the food. There's nothing wrong with cooking the food.
And
these children teach your children. Yo, grandma had me in the kitchen with her at 7 years old, cleaning chicken and all this type. Yeah, at 7. Lessons that these kids are supposed to learn, you're not doing. My grandfather will always be like, yo, let me show you how to clean the stove. Let me show you how to do this. You know why? Because it's not a guarantee you going to be living with somebody. You might be by yourself for a minute before you find somebody. So you need to know how to do these things. These teachings that prepare you for not only independence, but it prepare you for growth. They're not doing with the children. Moms used to call me before she come home. Yo, take that meat out. Go ahead, season it. Do this with the rice. I'll stay on the phone with you. And you have it prepared. By the time she gets off of work because she's so tired, it's done. No. You know what you're doing? Go ahead and call Uber. Tell them that we dropped off a little man. Go order some Wendy's and your thing like that. I mean, listen, like I said, if that's the only option you have, fine. But if you don't have that option and that neighborhood we was in, that was not the only option. That was not the only option. If that's not your only option, then you shouldn't be doing that. These children should have a responsibility in the home as well. As soon as they put their hand down on a phone, it's like they're glued in. And then when you call their name and ask them to do something, they give you an attitude. You the one that allowed them to be on that damn thing in the first place. You see with our kids now, they may put a face, but it ain't coming with the back talk. And it's damn sure ain't coming with no lip. It's going to get done because they know if they get whatever they have to do out of the way, we ain't bothering them. Everything is set. They know what they need to do. They have a responsibility. Each and every one of them have a responsibility in the house. Now, the two little ones, yeah, they're going to challenge because they're little. So they're going to go ahead and try to mess up what their bigger sisters have done. But that's just the cycle. What you shouldn't be doing is telling them anything. Is telling them nothing, and then they're running amok, disrespecting you, disrespecting the company that's coming over. Like children don't know how to stay in their place when adults is there. They're a part of the adult conversation. That's wrong. You're accepting these things now. You're sitting there drinking and smoking with these. They're kids. They're not adults. They're kids. What is going on now is what Empress Trini said, the inflation. You see the gas is going up, food and everything else. And y'all are acting like you don't know how to make, cook, or do anything for yourself. That's how detached, that's how desensitized, that's how lazy you have become.
I got one question. If everything was to shut down, there was no food, nothing left, would you know what leaf would be safe to eat? That's all I want to know. A lot of people saying, I won't eat leaf. Yeah, that's the only thing. Do you know what leaves are poisonous and you can't consume them?
The current state of the world, I don't know about the world. I just know about these two countries beefing with each other right now. And I'm not neither one. I'm not from Russia. I'm not from Ukraine. What I did see though, you know what's his name that played for the Caps? Ovechkin. They pulled his ad because he's Russian. Now, he played for the Washington Capitals. This man has been playing here, but he hasn't done anything wrong. And they pulled his ad.
I
mean, let's just say again. I am not from neither place. I don't know what goes on in Russia. I don't know what goes on.
What about the American Russians?
Me and you had this conversation too. So the people who live here who are Russian and from Ukraine and they have no involvement of what's going on over there, are they automatically supposed to hate each other? What about the companies that's out here?
Is America going to hate them? Like, I'm just asking questions.
Well, I'm familiar with their hate in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, we are.
Familiar with their hate anyway. I know how it works. My main thing is, these are the questions that I'm going to ask you that I always ask you that y'all never seem to answer. I've always said you don't think for yourself. Look, they're showing you. I said you don't think for yourself. You are told what to do. You are told who to talk to, who to hate, who to like. And fast forward now, they're doing it on the news. They're making sure you hate who they tell you who to hate and like who you want. That's why, like, I ain't in it. I'm not from there. I don't know what's going on, and I'm not about to go in and talk about those two countries. Like, I'm from there. I don't know them. I went there. What I do know is, when we're going through our issues and our plight, no one is there to help us. No one. No one. You, whoever is watching, if you're at home, when you are personally going through your issues or whatever you're going through, no one else is there or they were there to help you. When you were going or your people were going through their struggles, they were not there. But for some reason, two white people, I guess over there they will call them European. I don't know. You know, in America, you know how they teach us, they're like, you're white or you're black. But you have two of them beefing with each other, and they want us and everybody else to care and help. The last time that happened, people was promised something for helping them, not them specifically. And what happened? Got the short end of the stick. And then it happened again, and they got the short end of the stick. And then asked for help again, and got the short end of the stick. And then the present time here, got the short end of the stick.
And it's like, God damn. Here we go again.
If somebody asked you for $5 every week and promised they was going to pay you back that same week, and they never paid you back, but you kept giving them that $5, who was the fool? When are you going to realize you're giving up your $5? It's a metaphor. When do you realize you're giving up them $5 and you ain't getting paid back? Some places are getting paid back. Not America, though. America owe too much damn money. America owe too much money. I mean, am I tripping? These two people are beefing. I don't know. I don't know the nature of the beef. I'm not from there. I'm not them. What I do know is the footage I saw with those African people over there and how they were being treated and kicked out and by gunpoint too. I thought that was very disrespectful. But again, it's okay to disrespect us. It's okay to disrespect us. But you want help. I hope you realize we're at a time right now where people don't have to tolerate these things anymore, but for some reason they're tolerating them still. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You don't have to tolerate things you do not want to tolerate. What you need to realize is that you need to wake yourself up. God, why am I always? You need to wake yourself up into your consciousness again. I'm not just saying that to say it. It's a reason why. Know who you are, because you have to know what your purpose is. You have to get started on your purpose. It is too late to be on the, no, you have to get to your purpose. You really have to get to your purpose, because these fools, they're going to try this and no, it's not going to work, but they're setting up for something else already. And you need to be mentally fit, physically fit, and spiritually fit. But for some reason, when we sit here and we say these things, y'all think we're just saying it to get likes or to get views. No, we actually live this stuff. Before we come on here and talk to you, I already told y'all already, we apply it to the family first. That's why we're able to come and say things to you. You want to go with the bloodline?
Bloodlines.
Mm-hmm. We are about to, since our hour is up, we're going to go right into the bloodlines because we had started off.
He was the current news today.
Yeah, that was the current news. The masking thing. The schools now are telling the students it's up to them and the parents if they want to take the mask off. The parents, the students. I'm the parent. If I tell my child take the damn thing off, they could take it off. If I tell them put it on, they got to put it on. And stop making them feel like they have to not listen to their parents. And I see this setup that they're doing. But we told you, these people here that we're about to read, okay, they all sat together at this fucking damn table. We went to you about the Council of 13. They already orchestrated everything. The plan is to get the children disrespecting their parents. More than disrespecting that, but not to listen to them or take anything that they say into consideration. Because whatever the phones or whatever someone outside of their family is saying is more important, okay? And they're supposed to take that in better than what the parent is because the parent didn't go through anything. No, I didn't go through that shit. You know my goddamn nerves right now. Sheesh. Okay, which one you reading now?
Where I left off at.
What was that? Monday?
No, Collins.
Oh, Colleen's. Okay.
Third family.
Okay.
But did I leave off? That's what I was trying to find. Family where I left off at what you did. Yeah, I think it was that. I think I did the revisit.
The revisit?
Revisiting the Collins family. Isaac Bonewitz, who sits on the Illuminati's Grand Jury Council, wrote in Witchcraft, which was a series of articles in the Green Egg in 1976. Some very interesting statements about the top Illuminati families. Most members of FamTrads made efforts to conceal their superstitious beliefs and pagan magical systems. Instead, they became involved in Freemasonry and Rosicrucianism.
Zoroaster. Yeah, I never knew how to say that.
That's what I just played. Rosicrucianism. I had it right there first, y'all. I'm tired. All I do is read. Okay. In the 18th century, spiritualism and you was about to say something?
No, I was just letting them know she's reading the bloodlines. She's revisiting the Collins family, just to let y'all know.
Just the third family.
Listen.
Theosophy in the 19th. For all these movements were considered more respectable than witchcraft and still allowed the FamTrads to practice occult arts. So as the years went by, members of the FamTrads absorbed more and more from non-pagan magical sources and handed their information down to each generation, often carelessly letting the descendants think that a Rosicrucianism, Rosicrucian spell or alchemical meditation was a legitimate part of their pagan heritage. So even today, we have fam-trad witches who are far closer to being theosophists or spiritualists than to being classical or neoclassical witches.
So I told y'all already, these people orchestrate things, and the reason, see, Thoth with alchemy. These people are practicing alchemy. That is their witchcraft right here. Alchemy and the science. Okay? You said paganism. And when we're saying paganism, we're not talking about the paganism that we're not talking about, the nature witches, harvesting. We're not talking about we're talking about the ones who are
into Satanism.
Satanism,
period.
Blood,
that's it.
Children,
Satanism.
Murdering. That.
Right. In 1770, Lord Petre, Grand Master in the Masonic lodges in the British colonies, appointed John Collins to be the provincial Grand Master of Quebec.
That's in Canada.
I mentioned John Collins as an example of a powerful 18th century Freemason who was part of what appears to be the Collins Illuminati family. In previous articles, we have documented how the early 18th century Astors, that was the first family we read, and DuPonts, he ain't say it.
DuPont.
Don't count.
It don't.
Astors and DuPonts were active Freemasons. The history of these top families does agree with Bonewits that in order to continue to practice their witchcraft, they used the cover of Freemasonry. Later in the 19th century, some of the leading families can be seen to have moved into spiritualism, such as the British royal family and Mary Baker Eddy of the Baker family. Interestingly, H.P. Blavatsky, who was involved with Spiritism, started the Theosophical Society and also a periodical named Lucifer in 1887. The woman who co-edited Lucifer with her was the medium, now called a channeler, Mabel Collins. Mabel Collins later had a disagreement with HPB and left. And it is possible that a few of the Rockefellers joined Lucis Trust, which is an extension of Theosophy, as well as members of the Hall family, such as Manly P. Hall, whose wife was a Bayer.
What is that?
That's the last name.
Oh, here. Oh, that's their last. That's the last.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very likely part of the Rothschilds bloodline. So Bauer, Bayer, is a part of the Rothschilds bloodline.
Must have been married into it.
Yeah. This pattern that Bonewits has pointed out to us is worthy of continued investigation. It is likely that other leading families have also followed the pattern he describes. The 13 top Illuminati families are more correctly described as 13 bloodlines. The Collins family had a branch that shot off from it during the early 1800s, which was the Todd family. The Todd family branch remained an important part of the Illuminati. We will now discuss the branch in more detail. As I said, I might in the February 1st, 93 newsletter.
See, guys, you guys got to remember that just because it's the late 1800s, these are just the beginning of, like, they already had family and children and stuff, but these are the beginning of the adults of them. These families still exist. They're still out. These are the still same families orchestrating all of this shit that you see here going on. And the only thing you can think about is where you getting your vape pen from. Wake up, man.
The Todd branch of the Collins family. Hot Toddy and her father John Todd. Thelma Todd was known as Hot Toddy. She was an extremely sexy movie actress, but she also had another side to her. She was intimately involved with the mob and men like Lucky Luciano.
What?
Hot Toddy was intimate with Lucky Luciano, who made money from gambling, drugs, and prostitution. In 1935, she was murdered. The murderer left her corpse with $20,000 in jewelry on it. In 1989, the book Hot Toddy by Andy Edmonds solved the murder, which the police did not want to solve and tried to cover up. Are you kidding me? Oh, we know why. Thelma was originally from 592 Andover, St. Louis, Massachusetts. Her father was John Shaw Todd and her mother Alice. Her father had been a corrupted police lieutenant before going into politics. Wow, corrupted.
Wow, go figure.
John's cronies would come over to their house to the parlor. By 1950, John Todd became one of the most important men in the East, who was appointed Massachusetts Director of Public Health and Welfare, a job that gave him carte blanche to write checks and approve construction and medical contracts.
Wow.
Offer political positions on high-paying state committees, most as repayment for favors, and pass funding along to hand-picked organizations and charities.
Yo.
Many believed he lined his pockets on more than one appointment or contract. William Morrow and Co. In 1925, he became a political advisor to legislators. Wow. In 1926, he used his influence to get good reviews in newspapers of the film his daughter was in. Hot Toddy had a reputation for going braless, for flirting with men, etc. She, as a teenager, had a secret desire to be a madam at a brothel. She was sponsored.
A teenager wanted to be a madam at a brothel. Listen to that.
Well, the father was into, prostitution, drugs, and something else it said. Okay. So, she learned it from somewhere.
She was sponsored by the Elks Lodge, which still exists. I know y'all drive past, y'all see some Elks Lodge and moves that they still exist.
Yep.
Yeah.
In a beauty contest in 1925 and was selected Miss Massachusetts. Hollywood, even in the early 1920s, was full of murders, the weirdest sexual habits imaginable. And most of the actors were drug addicts, cocaine, heroin, and booze.
Still are.
That was years before these habits hit the mainstream of American life. Many actors were homosexual.
Still are.
Many, if not most, the list I have seen would indicate most actors were Jewish. Charles Luciano was nicknamed Charlie Lucifer, the devil. He was the most feared and hated of the underworld bosses. Luciano, like Toddy, both because he was attracted.
What is it? Read it. Where you at?
Luciano, like Toddy, both because he was attracted to her and she had a restaurant he wanted to use for one of his bases of operation on the third floor for gambling. Luciano was one of the three major, that was the other one, gambling. He was one of the three major distributions for the Bronfman narcotics. The Bronfmans are outwardly Jewish and covertly Satanists. Remember, they were mentioned in the previous Collins article. They are friends of actor Joan Collins. Rothstein and Mayor Lansky.
Y'all know
were
who that
the
is.
other two Bronfman distributors. Luciano supplied Hot Toddy with her drugs. At the time of her murder, her movie boss had planned to raise her salary to $3,500 a week. Back then, do you know how much money that was? They talking about 1920s right now.
Damn.
We in the 1920s.
Mind you,
$3,500 a week.
And this was a teenager. Her family was renting her out. This is a teenager having a relationship with a mob boss. Do you hear this? A mob boss.
And as a teenager, wanted to be a madam.
A madam, which she probably was through Luciano.
Yeah. Yeah. Where I'm at. The Brothman, nope, right there.
Maya Lansky.
At the time of her murder, her movie boss had planned, planned to raise her salary. Okay. Luciano worked for the U.S. government during World War II, and in 1946 was deported to Sicily. During World War II, Luciano worked for U.S. intelligence, SOE and OSS. Where else in this newsletter have I mentioned the corruption in the intelligence agency? That's the CIA. And earlier, that was in the Bundy?
I believe so.
Or no, that was the Astors. That was the Astors family.
Okay.
Let me see. Which is the Luciano continued to work for U.S. intelligence, and Permindex, which is the Elite Assassination Bureau, which later moved the center of its headquarters to Paradise Island in the Grand Bahamas. It seems to me that Luciano had connections to Onassis. I noticed that there was a man named Collins who was involved with the Illuminati's movements to take over the Australian economy.
Now listen to that.
He was an executive of H.W. Smith, one of those companies that interlock with CIA, mob, and Illuminati. As you may realize, I offer these types of clues because I can't presume on the future and hope that others will assist in putting together the pieces of how widespread this atomic Collins family is.
Now, guys, you have to realize the word Illuminati, we use the word Illuminati because, just for a term that you guys know what we're talking about, but they have many names. They have many names. The Rothschilds, Rothstein's, Collins family, Bundy family. You know what I'm saying? They'd have different names. The people, the I, or whatever the heck they call themselves. The fact of the matter is, do you see, I told y'all the last show that they would do it to their own families. This is their own child that they have out there as a teenager, being an actress, flaunting her breasts, all these type of men, and this mob boss sexing her up and all this type of thing, and probably maybe even more men than that. Yeah. This is a teenager, and she's inspired to be a madam at a brothel. Now, what was funny was all that stuff I was talking about with parents and children. Look how she comes here and open up the bloodlines and give you a perfect example. The parents just dismiss the child and look at what she's into. If they can do it to their own children, why the heck you think they would care about your ass? I don't care about you. You could wear that mask all day. You could take all them shots all day. I will find many more fucking avenues to try to kill you and show you I don't care about you or your children. Look what I'm doing with my family. You guys need to wake up. All your businesses is on. Everything around you, your city, your new town, all of that shit is done by design. You control nothing. You control nothing. You learn nothing because that's how they want to teach you. They teach you what they want. You don't learn what you want because if you did, you would have all of the learning tools when I say all of the learning, I mean, you would have all of the secret books, all of the hidden books. Everything that is out there for you to learn, you can have. But no, they're not going to give it to you. Because if I give it to you, if I wake you up or allow you to wake yourself up, what's going to happen to me? What time? Hi, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I know. We got this time away, but
Yeah.
we come to this point, you know what I mean? But I'll come on again. We had this Saturday, right? Saturday, it was fire. Saturday, that was fire because we went and dived in. But yeah, before I dip out, like I was saying, I don't care about my family. I'm doing it to them. So why would I do it to you? And the fact that I am doing it with them because I'm pissed at them, that is why I'm doing it to you. I don't want you or yours to have anything.
That's it.
It's more than sad because remember who we dealing with. We dealing with the father warriors. I can have kids because I can, not because I want them. I control the wealth of the world. I can make medical do what they want. I can make police do what they want. I can make the military do what they want. I can do whatever I want to do because I do not care. I don't have empathy or sympathy. These families, I told y'all, your presidents, your governors, they ain't shit because they ain't got a seat at this goddamn table.
Mm-hmm.
What they're doing is taking orders from people who have a seat at this table. When would you get it? And then the stupid idiots who follow them, the only reason why they follow them is because of embarrassment. It's not because of fear of what will happen to them. It's because of exposure of the things that they did. But you already did it. You already did it. So by it coming out, it's not going to be undone.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have to say to yourself, look, I don't care about all that scary shit. I did it. I'm not with it no more. I'm about to come out and speak about this shit. And they have been people doing it. And there's still people doing it. And there's still people doing it. You living in fear, doing things because you're scared, only shows that you only did it because you were told to.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind isn't really set or fit for this shit. For this battle, it's not really prepared for it. You talk a good game when you're with your friends. But if something was to pop off right now, could you really defend yourself? Could you defend your family?
I hope so.
Chew on that. See y'all. You know what? We can see on Saturday. Peace.